So, diving into today's topic, crypto swap versus crypto trade. It's one of those things that sounds similar but can mean very different things depending on what you're trying to do in the crypto space.
Totally. And I feel like people new to crypto often don't even know there's a difference. They hear swap and trade and just assume it's all the same. But they're actually built on very different mechanics.
Exactly. Let's start with the basics. A crypto swap is basically a direct exchange between two crypto assets, think ETH for USDT, without needing to go through a traditional order book.
Right? It's usually instant, right? Like with decentralized exchanges or DEXs, you're swapping through liquidity pools.
Yep, and it's super convenient for people who don't want to deal with charts, bids, or setting prices. Just input the tokens and boom, you've swapped.
On the other hand, trading, especially on centralized exchanges, involves a bit more of a process. You place orders, sometimes wait for a match, and the price can change while you're watching.
That's because it's more market-driven. You're not just accepting a given rate. You're playing with price action, trying to get a better deal.
And with trading, you've also got advanced options like limit orders, stop losses, even leverage, none of which are really possible in a basic swap.
But that comes with a learning curve. I mean, for someone new to crypto, diving into trading can be overwhelming.
And risky too. If you don't understand market trends or how to manage volatility, it's easy to lose your shirt.
Whereas swaps simplify that. No worrying about slippage thresholds or candle charts, just convert what you have into what you need.
That simplicity is why a lot of mobile wallets integrate swap features. It's like the Apple Pay of crypto. You click, confirm, and you're done.
But here's a thing people often overlook: fees. Sometimes swap platforms can have higher fees compared to centralized exchanges.
True, especially when liquidity is low or gas fees spike. On Ethereum, a swap during peak hours could cost more than the tokens you're swapping.
That's brutal. And sometimes you get less favorable rates because you're not actively setting a price.
So it becomes a convenience versus control trade-off. Swaps are about speed and ease, trades are about precision and potentially better outcomes, if you know what you're doing.
What about security? Swaps on DEXs keep control in your wallet, which sounds safer in theory.
For sure, no custodial risks. With centralized exchanges, you're trusting them to hold your funds securely. And if they get hacked,
you're in trouble. We've seen too many headlines about that. But CEXs also offer customer support, which helps if something goes wrong.
So it's kind of like choosing between a fast food drive-thru and a sit-down restaurant. One's faster and more convenient, the other gives you more choice and experience.
Love that analogy. And just like food, your choice depends on what you're hungry for: speed or strategy.
And maybe your appetite for risk, because trading is like playing a game of poker with fluctuating chips, while swapping is more like changing your coins at a vending machine.
Let's talk use cases. When would you use swaps?
I use them when I need to make a quick portfolio adjustment. Like, let's say the market dips and I want to shift from one altcoin to stablecoin fast. Swap is perfect.
Or if you're using a DeFi app and need to convert tokens to access a new protocol. No need to leave your wallet.
Now with trades, I'm more strategic. I set entry points, use technical analysis. It's more deliberate.
Do you think people should start with swaps and graduate to trading?
Maybe. But I'd say it depends on the person's mindset. If someone enjoys analytics and market psychology, trading could be engaging from the get-go.
And if they're just trying to move funds around or test out DeFi, then swaps are more approachable.
What about security risks on DEXs, though? Like smart contract bugs?
Good point. You are depending on the code. If there's a vulnerability, users could be exposed.
So even though you hold your own keys, it's not risk-free. It's just a different kind of risk.
That's the theme with crypto, isn't it? Everything is a trade-off. Control versus convenience. Speed versus flexibility.
And you need to match your tool to your goal. No one-size-fits-all solution here.
Last question. If you could only use one for the next year, swap or trade, which would you choose?
Oof, tough. I think I'd go with trade. I like the control. You?
Swap. I'm a sucker for simplicity. And I like being able to act fast, especially when the market's moody.
That actually sums it up pretty well. This whole debate is less about which is better and more about which is better for you.
Exactly. So, for listeners, take a look at your habits, goals, and risk tolerance. Then pick the method that fits your crypto lifestyle.
And maybe don't be afraid to use both. One's not necessarily better, they're just different flavors of the same dish.
Well said. And with that, we'll wrap up. Next time, maybe we dive into yield farming or NFT swaps.
Let's do it. Catch you all in the next episode.